Okay, so here is a fun day. I have to get that into the shed so I can start pulling all this out. Oh shush, you bloody plover. So once all that's out, gearbox is out and everything, I can strip the interior, I can pull the fuel tank out, all that. And I thought, well, the clutch is stuffed, how am I going to get it in there? So the end result I came up with was, I'll use the van. It's got charge, it's electric, it can tow. Got a tow point down here that should work. As for this, I've just wrapped it around the axles because, well, why not? Well, the leaf springs, well, why not? So now let's see how the van that I've already started to clearly strip is going to drag this. So let's see. Steering. I don't think I unlocked the steering. No. That would help. Okay, so the Nissan has torque, a fair bit of it, but the traction control isn't fun, it doesn't play nice. So yeah, there's that. So now I'm going to put the gear on. That's under tension now. Don't walk into the spiky bit. Still can't believe this reversing camera works. Take the pressure off. Pin out. And then because I was smart, I nearly drove it into the neighbour's fence. I have to do the old fun thing. And I'm stuck in a hole. Damn it. I was hoping I'd have enough hill to just roll it to the gate. But clearly not. That sucks. So telling me I've got to drag it forward and then drag it backwards into the shed. Yay. Okay, for those playing at home, I've just decided to go straight down over the engine support member because there's like no front on this car. So can't really do much. I mean, I do have a point there, but that's off center. That's more centered. So that might be better to go with. So I'm gonna go with that one. So yeah. Don't hit the Jumbuck, don't hit the Jumbuck. It's pretty bloody close. Okay. Drive. Now over this little hill. That is the suspension. there because she's all broken. Ah, that's a horrible noise. There's the plover that's decided to move in. Hello, Mr. Plover. Hello. Okay. Get back around here. This thing is so quiet. So awesome. Wish I could have fixed this thing up. Okay. Let's get back there. And there's my straps. Okay, cool. Okay, after some back and forth with the Envy, trying to push it in, pull it in, roll it with hands, we got to this point where we're like, you know what? We're just going to start it. Because the clutch is stuffed on it, I'm going to start it, force it into gear to get some momentum. Hopefully it rolls back onto the ramps without bloody shooting over the ramps and going through the side of my shed. I'll yank it out of gear and that should be good. However, I've got to get it started, which means that I've got the battery out of the Envy, which isn't a cranking battery because it's an electric car battery. So I've got to put it on here, charge it because it wasn't charged because that hasn't been driving anywhere. So the DC-DC only works in that when it's actually driving, which means that it wasn't charging this battery. So this battery was nearly flat and it's not a crank battery, so I flattened it very quickly, what was left in it. So now I've got to charge it with the ute because my trickle charger will take 6 hours or so to charge it. So hopefully that works. Anyways, let's have a look inside as to what I'm going to do with this anyway. So hold dash. Go on. Dash. No dash here. Robbo, no dash. So all that's going to go. So I'm looking to probably get, I might still keep some of this, maybe this top bit. And I'm going to replace that with a digital dash. Probably replace this whole tacky gold fascia with something. Oh wow, that's jammed. I'll need new ones of them. So all that's going to go. I'll probably put a 7-inch Ram tough box here, which will hold my stereo, probably up higher. And I'm going to put another tough box here all the way along. So when I make the adapters up for the seats out of the Envy that are going to go into here, which are the nice fancy heated seats, I'll probably space them out just a little bit more so I can get me 9 inches in between here, because I don't think I've got enough room. I'll put the bloody tape measure over here. So I need 9 inches. So that's 10. So anyways, the Ram tough boxes are 9 inches wide, 9.1/4 inches wide. So yeah, I need a little bit. I mean, I could put one forward here, but I mean, I want it to go all the way along, so I have cup holders and switches and stuff. So yeah, it'll fit in there. Yeah, I could fit it in there easy enough, a vertical tough box, and then just have it come straight down, meet another tough box there and come back. And if I get him there, that'd probably get me what? Yeah, I could go 9 there and probably an 11 there. So I'd go an 11 there and a 9 here, so that'd give me, what's that? 7 plus 9, that's 16 inches of faceplate space. That might be enough for what I need. I could probably, because they give you a factory trim. Oh, this one has a working cup holder, by the way. Very rare to see. Normally the cup holders break because they just fall open. Plus also, what a stupid bloody place to put it, because you can't access any, like, you put a can of drink in there, like, let's grab my drink. Yeah. There you go. Now, driving along, yeah. Now I gotta turn my aircon off. Yeah, it's under there. Like, fuck, what person decided that was a good idea to put your controls underneath your cup holder? Like, seriously. Also, I have a bunch of headlights here that I'll probably sell. So I'm gonna go all LED. I didn't get any cigarette butts. I've got a cigarette lighter socket. I did, however, get a bucket load of change. I'm going to count that up later and add that to my tally of what this project's costing me. So far, you could actually say I might have made some money on this. So yeah, but I mean, I could probably get rid of the whole dash and stick in a flat Lancer dash across the top. It doesn't have that big drop down and all that sort of stuff. Or I could just go get this whole dash retrimmed, get a whole new fascia plate made up. You know, there's a lot of things I could do. Oh, I might actually even just wrap this bit, see what that does. In my last Jumbuck, I painted that to match the outside. I don't know if I can get switches for here. Oh, the hazard lights work. I don't know if I can get switches to go in here, so I might have to change that 3D print something new to put more different switches in there. So the ignition, I might swap that out for a push button. But yeah, so that's going to be a vertical tough box. I will do up what I want that to look like later. Probably put that in CAD and post that up online. Random fog light. I don't really get all that much in this car, and because this base model is a bit different from the premium model that I had before, like it's got poverty windows. Oh yeah, I'm retrimming the doors. I'm probably going to piss off the door handle and that. I'm going to move the switches for the electric windows and the door openers down to here so I can crack open and just push it. And that will obviously disable once you put it in D. You won't be able to open the doors when it's in D, unless the car crashes and the power's off, in which case then you can open the doors. So I'll have to work out how that circuit's going to work. That's obviously going to go, and I'm just going to, I might even put the PND, the DNR switch up here, because there'll be no park, because it's electric, it doesn't need a park. But I think it has a park, so I might actually have to wire in a park signal. It depends on what the controller that I buy goes with, whether it's PND or PNRD or DNR, I don't know. So yeah, didn't get much in the glove box, just a bunch of crap. Yeah, it's otherwise, I've got spare guards, but they're for a blue Jumbuck. Also that just pops out and gives you a hole. That is actually, that switch down there, as you can see. Switch down there gives you your immobiliser. So you get in and you set off the alarm and you've got to immobilise the car. De-immobilise the car, so you've got to mobilise the car. You push that button if the alarm won't deactivate off the key, which also, this key works, this key does not, and pushing the immobiliser button down there does not make the other key work. So I think one was a valet key, one was a normal key, but only one key works, which is why I want to swap it out for a keyless start, which means I might be able to make up a whole new column thing and make that look pretty. Anyways, let's see if I can get this started. Okay, so after trying to get that started, I know it does run eventually sometimes, kind of, not very well. I think probably because it's sat for God knows how long. The spark plugs are probably fouled, the fuel's bad, and the leads and coils are probably stuffed. Plus you can see the incredible quality of the wiring. That is so brittle, and that's all probably stuffed. Like the injectors, I doubt all four of them are even working at the moment, because that loom is probably completely RS. So we tried and we tried and we tried to get it started. We were going to jam it straight into gear and just launch it. After that failed, I just said to the wife, I said, jump in, steer, and I push. So we essentially started just outside the door, got it up 3 bars on the ramp, back out the door, got a bit further this time, back in and up. Took us 3 or 4 goes. Eventually I launched it in, and thankfully I didn't launch it in hard enough to go over the stops. So yeah, so there's that. So she's in now. I'm going to move the Envy up to the house later. So let's have a look at what we got under here. Actually, I'm going to go this way. Okay. So, this is the back of the cab, just here. There's my front spring hanger. That's the fuel tank, right? So, got a broken exhaust. Now, not that that bloody matters anymore. So I'm going to go basically here at the rear firewall is where the front of the battery pack will be. I intend to fit the whole battery pack in between that upper tray mount and the bottom of the bump stop. So then it's all in here nice. It is going to have to come upside down now, all the way up to the back here, about where the spare wheel should sit, which is about right there. That's the length that I want to play with. That's about the length I want to make it. And so my limiting factor here though is basically this mount on the leaf spring, because I don't want it to clip the edge of the battery box and just smash a hole in it if it does override the bump stops. So essentially that is my limiting factor left and right. So from memory that was about 1350 or something. So yeah, 1370, somewhere around there. My tape measure's not here. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Now other things I've got to keep are things like this little doodad here, which is actually, oh yeah, it's down here. So that is my load sensing, brake proportioning, whatever. That just makes sure that when I've got weight on the back, the brakes operate properly. Now anyways, another thing I found out is, I'll crawl out from under here and I'll show you. Okay, so forgive me for speaking in the old money here. So this strut top to yay strut top is exactly 43, bloody door, is exactly 43 inches. Now over here in the Envy, God, that took a hit. That strut top to that strut top is 45 inches. So that's half an inch either side, and measuring from wishbone up, I might actually be able to just drop that whole front section out of the Nissan and pop her straight up under here. I might end up a bit higher in the front, but like if I end up an inch higher, I couldn't care less. The other thing that I might be able to do, and I'll have to go home and check this, or I'll have to go upstairs and check this, is what size bloody bearings and stuff will mount this back setup here, because that is just a pretty dumb bearing setup. Just a plate with a bearing and that's about it. So there is every chance I might be able to make an adapter, because this has disc brakes at the back. And because I'm going to be, well, I'm going from 70 kilowatts to 80 kilowatts, so it's not a huge increase and not something that has to be worried about. But I know that I will be going faster than that motor can put out. So putting better brakes on the back might be better. And the brakes are actually not bad. So, but yeah. So I might, and aside from the fact that these rims are stuffed, these are better EV rims than what the Steelies are on the Jumbuck and what I can get for the Jumbuck. And 5 studs should handle the power or the torque better than 4, is my theory. So that rim's okay with a ding taken out of it. This rim is flawless. Like, that tyre is, you can see it's growing a nipple. It's got a nipple there. This rim on this side, again, this rim is completely fine, but then this rim is the rim that's stuffed. So there's a giant bloody crack in it and a chunk taken out of the tyre. So I'd say what's happened is it got smacked and rammed that tyre into the gutter and just plastered the whole back here. But yeah, it has completely wasted the suspension body. I mean, what I did originally intend to do was, because from about here forward is straight, I originally wanted to just chop her about here and just put a subframe under it like what the Jumbuck has, and put a tray on the back and just make it into a ute. But Queensland government said no. They reckon the whole thing is toast, even though the bloke I spoke to agrees. The law says it's toast now. And you can see it's dead. So nothing, I can use the major components, just everything but the body. The other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to rip out these. How do I actually get that off the floor? Oh, there's bolts under there. Okay. I'm going to unbolt the seats, because these are heated seats. I'm going to put them in the Jumbuck. Just got to measure how high they are and whether they'll actually fit. But I think they will, because the Jumbuck, head seats are actually very low compared to the roof line. So even if the seats end up there, like another couple of inches taller, it doesn't really matter. Now, does this model, this is the poverty model. Oh yeah, yeah, it is the poverty model, so it does have the adjustable steering column. So, I mean, even if I was sitting, well, I think I got a couple. Oh, it's in my toolbox. Let's get a feel for this. That's about the height of the thingamajig. Okay. Oh, okay, actually this, yeah, that might be a bit too high. But this seat is in a terrible position. Oh, that's actually better, yeah. If I lean the seat back, it's actually not a bad driving position. So yeah, if I adjust the seat right, it's good. But yeah, like the seat could go up another couple of inches and it wouldn't be a big deal. That's another thing that I'm hoping to do, is get the heated seats. I mean, I can always, I'm not exactly sure what's in that box underneath. How are you still on? I took your battery out. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what's in this box, so I might actually need this box. What's that on the front? It's all in high voltage inside, all in Japanese. So, because the passenger one's got bloody tools underneath it. I still might be able to use these because they also bolt to the rails here. So I might actually be able to make adapters. I might even be able to just flatten that out. Yeah, I might still be able to mount these to the floor. I could even, depending on how they are, because half these Japanese car companies use the same stuff. I mean, I know it's Malaysian, but it's based on a Mitsubishi. I might even be able to unbolt these rails off these seats and bolt them onto the other rails that are in the Jumbuck already. And that way I can still use these seats, but I don't have to get engineering for the rails. So yeah, I'll open that up, see what's in there, high voltage. Anyways, that's it. I'm done for the day. Right. I've managed to get the Proton in here from around the side. It's all been dragged around, turned around, and it's in here. So my next thing will be drop the fuel tank, drop all the exhaust off the bottom. I've got to drop the bloody engine out, and if I can get that engine to run, well, it does run, it probably just needs a bit of work, because when it does run it, yeah, whatever. Get that engine to work properly, or, you know, I've got someone lined up, I'm giving it to them for free. There's an old gentleman on the Facebook group for these cars, and he cooked his motor, so I'm going to give him this engine. It might be in better condition than his. Depends on what his mechanic does. If his mechanic takes half the parts off this to rebuild his motor, sweet, that helps him out. He's a pensioner, so happy with that. I also need to source myself a CC 4-door Lancer front end or a Evo 3 front end for it. I need to get that lined up with a spray painter and maybe a panel beater for some dents in it. Get the whole thing resprayed, so once the engine's out, everything degreased, everything out from underneath it, I get all the interior out, respray the whole car, you know, open door respray. And then by then I should have the van stripped. Once the van is stripped, I can bring this back in and then put it back together. So ideally, this should be ready to go to paint roughly mid-September is my goal at the moment. That's my birthday, is the 14th. So hopefully by the time my birthday rolls around in mid-September, this thing's going to paint. And then by the time I'm estimating 2 to 4 weeks to get this back, I should have everything out of the van. New battery pack built, which I've basically cut it up now. and then it should be good to all go back together, bolt everything back in, and get the engineer out to tick off. So ideally I'll be driving this by Christmas. That is my goal, that I can drive this on some form of even short holiday at Christmas time. So that is my plan. Anyways, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates.